keeps the course sinking in. Oh, it's a game designed for him.
I'm here with Josh from TNB. He's here to showcase some of his products he's got on display. He's had quite a bit of success with them. Thank you for joining me. So this is the Enhancer. Can you give us a bit of a rundown on how this would benefit people?
Definitely, man. So the Enhancer is our flagship product.
Yes.
What we're most known for. It's an all-natural CO2 generator.
Okay.
So if you're looking to supplement your carbon dioxide levels in any way, this is the easiest and safest way to do so. We'll provide more carbon dioxide for the plants. Extra CO2 in the atmosphere, which is what plants love.
Some people, they get a spray bottle, don't they? And they'll spray water into the air.
Right.
And they'll put some soda water into a bottle and do that. Using this product would be much more beneficial.
I think so, man. We've been around for about 5 years now. We've got this recipe dialed in.
Yep.
We know that this is one of the best all-natural CO2 generators on the market.
That's a bold statement.
Hands down, hands down.
Terrific.
And it's just so easy to use. It's a liter of warm water and a quick shake, and you're making CO2.
That's a lot better than going out and getting 2 CO2 tanks and running that constantly, isn't it?
Exactly, man. You know, no heat, no other equipment. You're not dealing with filling those tanks. We've recently brought out a convenient refill pack.
Yep.
So it just allows growers to utilize the same bottle numerous times while, you know, reducing any harms on the environment.
That's very impressive, and this product will definitely accelerate plant growth.
Most definitely. CO2 equals plant growth. That is the easiest way to think about it. If you add more CO2, you will get bigger, healthier plants. You will increase your yield tenfold. I mean, the addition of CO2 it can do so much. You know, and I often remind people, for millions of years, things grew really, really big with water, light, and CO2.
Absolutely. I hope many people look into this TNB CO2 Enhancer.
Right. Check us out more at tnbnaturals.com. Find us all over Australia through Grow Hard and WHG.
There you go. Thank you very much, Josh.
Thanks, man. I
awesome.
appreciate it.
I'm here with Ben from the S.a.f.e booth. He's got some cool merchandise and he'd like to show us through some of his top sellers.
How you doing, guys? My name's Ben from S.a.f.e, stoned as fuck every day. Today we've got some limited edition hats that we've just released for the Melbourne Expo.
Yeah, nice.
So these are our new, this is one right here. I think we might have all sold out the black on black. We got one left, I'm wearing one as well.
Cool.
So that's one of the new ones. This is also one of the limited edition ones. This is our new logo that we've just brought out as well.
Get the brand out there.
Get the brand out there, bro.
This is the last one for sale.
The last one left, guys. Come down and get it.
Cool.
Okay, so we've also got some dab mats. Obviously, we've got a lot of accessories as well. These are our new mood mats that we've just got in.
Nice one.
Just trying to get the bee out there.
Yes.
A couple of number places for the Victorians that we brought out here this time.
Good stuff.
And of course, we've got a lot of the shirts. There's still a lot of our pictures up there, our logos that we do.
A lot of clothing.
Banners for sale. Everything's for sale.
Cool. And how long has the business been in operation?
Oh, we've only been in operation for about 10 months at the moment, so this is still our first year. We're still pretty young.
Yes.
But we've gained a lot of momentum, so we're really happy and we love all the support that we've been getting.
Everything's been received very well in the community.
It has been. It's a great community, and we're just here to support it. The positive vibes. That's what we're about.
And you've had many booths at different events showcasing some of your merchandise?
This is our first one in Melbourne, but we went to the Sydney Hemp Expo last time, and that was absolutely great. It was a great function. Apart from that, we've also done Mardi Gras and we've done some streetwear places.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's been great. Yeah.
The company's on the up and up.
It is on the up and up, thanks to you guys.
I'm here with Paul from THC Australia. He's here to show us through some of his products. People have been experiencing some very good results with some of the nutrient packages that he's here to show. So yeah, give us a bit of a run through.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity. Look, THC Australia has been around for over 2 decades, and look, it started basically just with your standard grow and bloom nutrients, and over the years it progressed to a full range. Now, what I would like to point out is actually one of our best sellers, which is called the Exit. It is a finishing agent for the last few weeks of your flowering cycle, and this product is 100% organic. It's definitely PGR free, and what it will do, it will literally deliver 30% extra yield and it will do it in many different ways. It will also clean out the pathways that have been closed by people that have used PGRs, and also it will make sure that the plant produces more terpenes and more resin.
And that's for your final phase?
That's for the final phase of the budding cycle, yes, certainly. The product's called Exit. It's made by THC Australia, and it's available here actually at the show at half price, and obviously throughout the stores Australia-wide.
You're one of the co-founders of Weeded Warrior?
Yeah, that's correct. And then as well as through that, we've connected with other ex-service groups in the United States and Canada as well, just to sort of see what else is going on around the world.
Yes.
Their countries are a lot more progressive in where cannabis legislation is. I know in Canada, the Department of Veterans Affairs actually covers the cost of cannabis.
Right. Wow. That's what we need here in Australia, isn't it?
Quite serious post-traumatic stress, as well as quite heavy involuntary twitches.
Right.
To the point I couldn't light a cigarette.
Sure.
I'd spill water on myself. So I went obviously through the military. I was prescribed a lot of medications.
None of which were very effective.
Not really, no. They just sort of dosed me out, turned me into a zombie. Started drinking a lot of alcohol. And I gained a lot of weight. I was really unhealthy. Homicidal, suicidal.
Yes.
It wasn't good.
Which is very common.
25, 76 veterans that have been reported suicide.
Shocking. What an alarming statistic. You think you'd be gunned down by war zone, fire, military action, but no, it's people's own mental health that's the factor, isn't it?
Yeah, and unfortunately, the lack of support for not just medicinal cannabis, but a broad range of alternative therapies in Australia is essentially leading veterans to just be overprescribed pharmaceuticals.
That's right.
I'm here with George Pouki. George has cured his cancer with cannabis oil. He's got a remarkable story to share with us. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome, mate.
If you could elaborate on your medical history and the progress that you've made, please.
Okay, about 3 years ago I was diagnosed with terminal stage 4 lung cancer.
Frightening.
Yeah, it was at the time. A big tumour about the size of a tennis ball was found in the upper lobe of my right lung. I didn't really want to have chemo because I knew all about the dangers of chemo.
That's understandable. They kill an enormous amount of healthy cells in the process, don't they?
Well, when you do the research, chemo has an overall success rate of less than 3%. But despite even knowing all that, because of family pressures, I buckled. And I did go and have chemo. I had 1 week of a scheduled 10-week course. But after 1 week, I knew I wasn't going to last another 2 months. I wasn't going to
That
see
was evident.
Christmas. Yeah, that's how sick I felt. Like after 1 week of it, all the veins in my arm became hard and lumpy.
Shocking.
My hair was coming out, by the handful.
Nightmare.
Yeah, I was driving the porcelain bus, like 3-4 times a day. And that's when I decided, bugger this. I know how to fix myself. Using cannabis oil.
That was the
using
answer.
a few other things, like B17.
Yes.
Changing my diet completely to take foods that would help my body into an alkaline state.
Alkalinity was very important.
It is, because cancer thrives in an acidic environment.
That's correct.
I started my own treatment. After 57 days, I think it was, I had my first CT scan.
Yep.
And had an 80% reduction in the size of the tumour.
Wow. Hear that, folks?
It was huge. So I kept going on what I was doing. 3 months later, I had another scan, and again I had a good reduction in the tumour.
Yes.
But then, unfortunately, I ran out of cannabis oil.
Because it was very costly, wasn't it?
Yeah,
this whole process of healing.
Yeah. When I decided that I was going to heal myself and make the cannabis oil,
literally thousands of dollars, wasn't it?
I knew nobody in the medical cannabis community at the time, so all I could go on was say, I knew all about Rick Simpson.
Yes.
And I watched quite a few videos. I watched his Run from the Cure video. So I decided, I'm going to make this myself, and all I had to my name at the time was about $7,500.
Right.
I spent $7,000 on buying a couple of pounds and buying the gear I needed to make the oil. I made it, not even knowing if I'd made it correct or not.
It was your last resort,
and it was pretty much, yeah. But as it turns out, it worked for me. As I was saying just before, I did run out after about 6 months, and I was lost. I didn't know what to do. The only thing I could do was try and find someone who would give me, some seeds or something like that, so I could grow my own the following
You're in dire
season.
straits.
And in the meantime, just hoping that the tumour wouldn't grow.
Staying positive.
Yeah, still doing, all the dietary stuff, as well as the B17 and all the other vitamins I was taking. And fortunately, my next CT scan, which was 3 months after that, showed no reduction, but showed no increase either.
Wow.
Shortly after that, I met up with a couple who run a compassion club.
Yes.
And as soon as I told them my
You got the
story,
support that you needed.
Yeah, they started supplying me with cannabis oil. It did take us probably about a year after that before I got the all clear, which I got last November, so I'm cancer-free now.
And you owe your life to cannabis, and if it wasn't for that, you'd be 6 feet under.
Exactly right, mate.
Thank you for sharing that story, George.
You're welcome, my friend.
Beautiful, thank you.
I'm here with Ben Oakley and his father Michael. Ben has been through hell and back with a lot of epileptic seizures, leaving him, rendering him in a lot of agony. Thanks for joining us today, Ben. How has medical cannabis changed your life and improved your quality of life?
Medical cannabis has never saved my life. I haven't had a full body surgery in like 2.5 years.
Wow. Hear that, folks? 2.5 years. That's cannabis. And there's countless people in your position that owe you a great debt of gratitude for speaking up and being vocal about this.
So many people can't stand up for this. We have to, because there are those who just can't. So we're not trying to be a hero, we're not trying to do anything really. I would much rather stay at home and not do anything, but this is too damn important and too many people need it, so we'll take that step.
We're just doing what needs to be done.
So look, I hope you have significant quality of life, and I hope this medicine is there for you.
Thank you, and thank you for attending the Hemp Preservation Expo.
Everyone's come on down.
Yep, we need everyone to actually come down, make the effort to learn about this incredible plant. So thank you for coming.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
I'm here with Jenny Hallam. She's been a champion for the cause, saving lives and educating people. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, a lot of this has come at your own legal detriment. You've been placed in a lot of trouble. How are you managing so far?
It's been stressful, but it's worth it because there's a job to do and it's got to be done. So we need cannabis in this country, both medicinal and recreational needs to come through, and so we need to fight hard to get it, and we've got to do whatever we can to get that done.
And you stipulated for people that are being prosecuted, plead not guilty.
Don't plead guilty. Stop pleading guilty. That's what they want. We need to plead guilty. Plead not guilty. We need to clog up the courts. We need to make it difficult for them because when we're pleading guilty, it's just going away within a couple of months and nothing's happening. So we've got to fight this.
And the tragedy of all these legal problems you've endured is people have died as a result of all this.
Yes, unfortunately they have.
I'm here with Fiona Patten, the leader of the Reason Party. She's been a voice for cannabis activists and patients for quite some time. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, you're welcome.
Tell us about some of the work that you've been doing and the speeches you've given.
I've always supported cannabis law reform, and I think that's since I was ever an activist.
Yes.
However, the more we've learned about medicinal cannabis, the more we know that prohibiting this product.
It's not the way to go about it, is it? It's detrimental to people's lives.
That's right. I mean, we are ruining people's lives. And when you see what this wonderful super plant can do from, building houses, making clothes, to really providing relief to so many symptoms.
That's right. Too many to name, it's curing people's cancer.
As well as being very enjoyable.
Yes, exactly, as well. And people shouldn't be put in a predicament where their life is in jeopardy for utilising this plant. Considering some of the benefits that it's got, it's just, it's not the right way to go. People shouldn't be prosecuted. What separates you from other politicians? How come there's so much resistance from other parties?
I think it's very sad, that resistance, and if I'm to be very kind to my colleagues, it's based in ignorance.
Right.
If I was to be crueler, I would say that they are targeting a small part of the population that still believes that, you know, alcohol is fine and cannabis is the work of the devil. Now, we know far more people die from alcohol than any other drug in our society. We know that no one has actually died from cannabis.
That's right.
And we know that cannabis as a medicine has been used for tens of thousands of years.
Exactly.
And was only prohibited probably, 70, 80 years ago.
Exactly, and they've redefined medical cannabis as a medicine that excludes THC. Not a lot of people are aware of this. And it's whole plant cannabis is where you get the healing power, and people aren't aware that this THC has been taken out. And they voted under the notion that the plant hadn't been altered. Can you shed a bit of light on that, please?
Yes, the Medicinal Cannabis Act that passed our Parliament in the beginning of 2016, that actually was going to allow medicinal cannabis in all its forms. It wouldn't allow the smoking of it, but it was certainly going to allow the vaping of it, and certainly distilling the whole plant into other various forms of, whether it's
oils,
resins,
tinctures,
and the rest.
Yes.
However, the first cohort of patients that they have allowed is for young children with epilepsy. And we know that the treatment that has proved to be successful in that area is a very low THC, high CBD product. And I suspect that some people just think that's what medicinal cannabis is, when in actual fact medicinal cannabis covers a whole spectrum, and as you quite rightly say, needs to include the whole plant. It's something that we're still learning. I mean, there's 480 chemicals in that plant. You know,
many elements to it.
And we're still learning how the terpenes go with the cannabinoids.
How they all coincide.
That's right, that's right. But what we do know is using the plant as a whole is far more beneficial than trying to break it down and synthesize it as we have seen.
And you're feeling there's a lot of hope on the horizon for patients and carers?
I do believe so. I think that, you know, the world is the rest of the world is moving forward on this. Australia needs to catch up. Victoria could become a leader in this area in Australia. You know, we could become the leaders in medicinal cannabis research. We could become the leaders in medicinal cannabis production and cultivation. And this is a great opportunity for Victoria. I will keep pushing for that.
Yeah, please do.
And I really hope that that we can realise that. You know, we've seen a couple of licences being issued in Victoria. We've seen the government themselves growing medicinal cannabis. We've seen them manufacturing resins and tinctures.
There are positives.
We're getting there. We're just getting there very, very slowly. Where the rest of the world is moving not only to medicinal cannabis but also to cannabis for adult use and allowing adults to make that decision for themselves. I hope that in Australia we catch up in the not too distant future.
Me too. We need a lot of members of Parliament such as yourself pushing this agenda and helping the patients.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Fiona.
Great to see you.